This is a book review of the epic collection Conan Chronicles, Volume 3, Return to Cimmeria. That's Truman, Buzek, Lee, Nord, Jarello, Ruth and Corbin. And you've got the back cover. This covers the periods 2007 to 2009. And the comics Conan 40 to 50, Conan the Cimmerian 0 to 7. And for me, this has got 460 pages thereabouts because there's no page numbering, even though there is a contents page with page numbering listed. Very weird. Also, of course, better mention, colorist Dave Stewart and many others. So this is just a really brilliant book. Some great stories. It's also got one of the classics. But out of all 4 volumes, love this the most. So just going to run through it. Now I'm going to quickly flick through some of the pages so you can see some of the art. You've got some very dramatic things. I love this artwork. This artwork was great. I love the stories that were just beautiful. Now this one, it says here, by Greg Roos. All the Greg Roos ones I really enjoyed. I just thought that was just the most brilliant artwork, just so emotional all the way through it. Also, of course, very brutal, as always with Conan stories. You can't have a Conan story without lots of head lopping, people getting sliced. Now, if you've gone for the Conans back in the Roy Thomas days, Barry Windsor-Smith, John Buscema, etc., they were violent, but I think in these you've got some pretty brutal scenes in this all the way through. The artwork is superb as well. I mean, it's muted. The colour scheme is very muted. If you're looking for very bright, so you can see there, you've got the sort of very muted browns, flesh-coloured. Got a great cast as well. We've got some really good characters. I love the characters in this. This is one of the things that... But Rogues in the House, one of the classic Conan stories. Not going to say anything about the story particularly because you probably read the R.E. Howard story, and if not, you've got a great thing to look forward to because it's just brilliant. As always, there's priests, there's towers, the usual sort of things. Cities where there's lots of intrigues, and, well, there's a little few twists. Rogues in the House, classic. Also, you've got Conan, lots of going back in the past, see a lot about his early years, and I just think it's beautiful. Just some of the drawings are absolutely stunning in this. Donald, some of the characters as well. Brilliant. Gives a motivation for Conan. Although Conan was always going to be a wanderer. I think there was even a book, I think, by Conan the Wanderer. Definitely that's the idea you get from this, where he wanders off to go to the east, because he's got his grandfather that tells him many tales. And the grandfather is a great character as well. Actually, I'm surprised they never did a book of Conan of his. Would have been an absolutely brilliant. Maybe there is. I don't know. It's one of those things maybe I should go and research to see if there is. Okay. One thing also I love about this story, and this was for the Conan the 40 to 50, there was a lovely framing element. And that's the thing I really loved about it. You had this prince and the visor looking back and thinking, going over the stories. Of course, the visor, very dodgy looking character. The prince just wants to learn about this Conan the king, because of course he wants to become king. This is what sort of thing maybe I should be doing or not. And I just think it's just a beautiful just framing thing. And unfortunately, of course, the series ends at Conan issue 50. But I just went and checked. In volume 4, there was another story where they appear. So, but I think they should have had a separate story as well, separate comic book. Brilliant. I loved following their story as much as the story of Conan. So you've got some great characters all the way through. Lots and lots of brutal thing. Got princesses. You've got that princess. You've got this young girl that's clearly got magic. And it's, good story there. Again, Conan brutally sorts everything out as he usually does. Then you go, the story ends, sadly, issue 50. I'm not certain if there were any more. I must admit, I didn't buy all the Dark Horse comics. I bought odd issues at comic conventions. So the artwork changes slightly. So you've got this artwork start here. And I love this bit, the framing element as well. Another framing element. Lots of these sort of things where you've got R.E. Howard, you've got Weird Tales magazine there. just in the thing. And I think that's just great. This one, Thomas Giorello, and you've got lots of them. He goes back to his home country, Cimmeria, and of course tells all the tales. He's sitting in having a drink again. He's always drinking, Conan, always having a good drink. And of course, more brutal stories. There were slight things that I didn't particularly like, I have to say, even though I love the story. It's a real good character. However, I'm not a Corbyn fan. The artwork just doesn't do much for me. But there was a nice storyline that they interspersed the story, which is quite good. You got Conan, Mark of the Wolf. And of course, he's got a love. Coaland, or something like that. Anyway, meet someone from his past. And of course, there's a whole love story. Goes back to see his mum for the first time. And that's a lovely story. And I think it's just beautiful, whole load of story. Obviously, it's not sort of like, oh, I'm going back and finding my book collection and having a cup of tea kind of thing. It never happens in Conan, of course. There's a lot of brutal story, more head lopping. There's always head lopping in Conan. You cannot stop Conan from doing that. Some nice twists all the way through. Lots of characters from the past pop back again. Just that you think when that's it, you've forgotten about the storyline. Then suddenly they come back. So I just think that's lovely as well. And overall, just a great story. Just all the way through. Don't think it was a bad story in this. Actually, all 460 pages, I think were just epic. Even better, the end. Not going to say, obviously, what happens in the end. I meant the end in terms of the bonus material. Stack of bonus material. There's a good 20, 30 pages of bonus material. I love the essays. I do always, that's very nerdy maybe of me, but I do enjoy it. A good essay where you the writer or other people discuss the fourth rogue, Robert E. Howard. And also some great pics as well, some just beautiful sketches, beautiful drawings. I just think that's just beautiful. And it just adds to the whole book. I think an epic collection without bonus material, a large section of bonus material, is always diminished. That's why I love omnibus editions maybe more than epics, because they don't include as much sometimes. Great pencil sketches all the way through. Again, Timothy Truman, just a superb article, and also some lovely layouts, pencils again, and also the bit with the lovely ones with his the typewriter with R.E. Howard. Beautiful book, totally brilliant, totally recommended. This is a superb Conan Chronicles. Epic, Volume 3, Return to Cimmeria. Really can't wait for Volume 5. I am looking forward to that when that comes out, hopefully very shortly.